Hey guys, what's up? Unrested. I haven't been on for a while. Mostly just because I'm lazy. Just lazy. God, this hot weather. It just makes me really lazy in the summer. It does. I kind of just get home. I'm so tired. I'm so burned out. I'm just like, oh man, I don't have the energy. And actually, you know what? I have actually been working on my horror vid stuff again. And I've actually been working pretty deeply on it. Like I've reached this point where I'm like, every video I put out on my horror channel, I want to be 100% perfect. I don't care if I ever gain another sub on there. I just want to work on crafting that into the most perfect videos ever. So I've dug up 3 videos that I want to do on there, and I'm just crafting away on them. I just feel like it is a craft at this point, where if you know all the laborious things you've got to do to really make a video quality, you'll sit there and take the time to do it if you really want it to be quality. Anyway, I hope I feel a bit of wind on my camera here today, so I hope I'm not messing up the audio with the wind, but I thought I'd just tell you a little story, kind of related to Japan in general, kind of related to Pokemon Go. No, I'm not going to go rambling about Pokemon Go like every video does out there. If you don't know what it is, I'm sure you probably know. You've watched my last video. I think I did a Pokemon Go Let's Play. I'm pretty much burnt out on it now. I got over that game real quick. It's just too much of the same thing over and over, collecting the same damn garbage Pokemon over and over, and leveling them up, and it's all right. I love the I love the Pokemon games. You guys know that. You see how much Pokemon stuff I have at my house. I love the 3DS games, although I never finished Omega Red because I got kind of bored of that one too. Maybe it's just me. So anyway, but we had an incident at one of the jobs I work at, and obviously I'm not going to say where. Got to keep all that private. But one of the kids at one of the jobs I work at asked if any of the teachers there played Pokemon Go, and we just pretty much said yes. That was it. They asked us to see our phone, turned on the phone, and you've just got the icon, and that's it. That was the end of it. That was the end of showing him that we actually did play it, because he didn't believe us. It's fine. Yeah, we play it. Teachers have lives too. I know it's hard for a kid to imagine. I remember when I was a kid, I just thought, like, my teachers live at school, right? Like, that's, and the only other way new teachers show up is teachers make new teachers, right? They're like robots or some kind of asexual organism. So I understand. I get it. I get the whole frame of mind kids have, where teachers don't have a life like they do. So we showed it to him. He was cool with it. Well, we get a complaint from his parents the next day that we were playing Pokemon Go at work, which is not true at all. I'm not sure that kid quite understands how Pokemon Go works, but just showing you the icon isn't playing the game. Not only that, the time when we had showed him, we were actually out on a camping trip. You may have seen, I was actually in a video making a camping trip video that I wasn't able to upload until I got back, because guess what? There's no service out there where we were having that camping trip. So that's also the other reason we couldn't have opened the app and played it, is because we actually didn't even have phone service out there. And guess what? The forest doesn't have Wi-Fi either, so it would have been impossible. And I mean, it even came to a point where I was like, look, if anyone really thinks that any of us played it, we'll be happy to like print out the logs of what we've done on our phones for the past month. And finally the parent gave in then, was like, I guess I'll let it slide this time, because we called you out. We called you out. And eventually we found out why this parent was so upset. So apparently after this kid, he's a good kid. Like, there's nothing wrong with a kid who told his parents. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's just being a kid, that's it, right? He's not trying to get anybody in trouble. I'm not mad at the kid, I'm mad at the parents. He went home and told his parents, yeah, all the teachers there have it. They think it's a cool game, which is true. And his parents got angry at us because they don't have smartphones, so they can't get the game, which, okay, fine. You don't want to upgrade, that's cool. You want to, pinch a penny, save some money, which, trust me, nobody going to the school that I teach at is poor, okay? It's an expensive school. Probably like 1 or 2 kids pay my salary alone. So I know nobody there is hurting when it comes to money. Let's just put it that way. So, but that doesn't mean you can't be thrifty. I mean, some of the richest people in the world are also some of the most thrifty. So, I have no bones to pick with that. But if you don't want to upgrade and you don't want your kid to play it, that's fine. That's totally up to you. That's your own, I guess, judicial standing on how to raise a kid. But don't throw that on us. Don't make us have to lie about what our lives are outside of work to suit your needs. You know, it has nothing to do, you know, if we told the kid to play, if we let the kid play, if we played during the time that we were supposed to be at work, I would completely understand. You have every right to be angry. We're supposed to be looking after the kids. But that's not the case. And, you know, we finally had to point out the fact that, look, nobody had cell service. And what really pisses me off is not only do we not have cell service, but not only that, I couldn't even call my kid to wish him happy birthday when I was out there on this camping trip working 48-hour shift. Yes, 48 hours. You're out there for 48 hours in the middle of the forest working this. So, I mean, you know, yeah, okay, get to sleep, of course, yeah, but I'm still watching, you know, a bunch of kids at the same time, so you don't really get to relax ever. You know, if one of them gets up in the middle of the night and is sick or has to go to the bathroom or whatever, it's your job. You got to take care of that. You can't just be like, yo, I'm on break. I'm taking a nap now, I'm sleeping. You're not off of work. You're not off of work until you get back home and those 2 days of camping are over. And during that time, you're making activity after activity after activity. When you go into the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, I remember I was so tired by the time I got home that I literally could not keep my eyes open. And here these parents are pissed off and complaining that we played Pokemon Go the whole time while we were on the camping trip, which is anything but true. And the fact is that the other kids on the trip were like, what are you talking about? I never even saw that. They told their parents, you know, they're like, what? Like, I never saw the game or anything. I never saw, you know, they told them about all the other things they did. And that's kind of also what defended us too. Luckily for us, those other kids were just like, yeah, I don't remember seeing that. Did they have that game? I mean, none of us saw that. They just told their parents and stuff about like the campfire stories we told them, the fishing we did, the gathering crawfish and stuff in nets, having a good time like that. So thank you to all those kids and all those parents who are rational, but don't be that other parent. Don't be that other parent that says, you know, whatever my rules are that I have at home, I need to try and enforce on you and make it continue on outside of your job and into your personal life to the point that you have to lie to my kid to make them be convinced that whichever way I teach them is 100% right. Don't push your religion that way. Don't push your rules that way. Don't push anything that you preach outside of school and which is not in part of school rules or law onto the teachers like that. That's messed up. Anyway, until next time, I'm unrested. Just kind of a little rant there. Thanks so much for keeping up with me. Everybody who's joined recently, I had a kind of like a 200 to 300 sub surge recently, so welcome to all you new faces. I usually post 1 or 2 times a week, more when I'm feeling especially Genki, and usually we'll get back into JFAC as soon as summer's over and I can cool down a little bit. And I also do some Japanese horror stuff too on my channel Horror Kingdom. And thanks so much for being around and showing up. I'll talk to you next time.